That woman, she makes all these faces. Look at my hairs.
And you don't.
Me, I'm the straight guy in the partnership.
Straight guy.
Yeah, you know, like you got Laurel and Hardy, Bert and Ernie. Yeah, I'm the straight guy.
Really? Excuse me.
Right.
So welcome you guys to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun for You on the 29th of July, 2022.
2022.
And it's your manifesting questions answered live.
With a red rubber ball. That's good enough.
With the red rubber ball.
Hey, look at you. With a red,
It's not red, that's
rubber.
yellow.
With a red rubber ball.
Okay.
All right. So I see Triple D Jesse, Triple D Alessandra is here.
Hello.
All righty. Tell your friends, right? All right. Hey, today's show is going to be really amazing in case you've ever been stuck in the state of stuck and fuck or muck or whatever. Tune in. Tell your friends.
Right.
Okay. Good, Victoria.
So go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Yep. Get a little more you in there.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
By the way, you can still sign up for Triple D for, 2 days and 6 hours as of right now. After that, Triple D, the doors are closed till like October. And I know some people go, good, I'll wait till October. Why don't I ever get what I fucking want? Anyway, right.
Did I do the join? Probably.
Yeah.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Lisa, you were sharing some beautiful stuff. Just saying, right? All right. It's going to be when I say I'm the straight guy and then she shuts up.
Yeah.
With a red rubber ball. Don't move. Stay exactly there. Look at that. With a red rubber ball. All right.
Okay.
All right. Shanita. Hey, Triple D
Hello,
kids.
Shanita.
Boom. Darkery.
Darkery.
Boom. All right. So, Victoria, let's dive into our questions. Your questions, our answers live.
That is it.
All right.
So
That's
the
the whole
first
point of the
question-
show. You know what I mean?
It is.
And somebody's going to say it took them 4 minutes to get to the point. No, it's going to take about 40 minutes for me to get to the point. Right? With a what?
Red
rubber ball. All right. Good, Victoria.
Okay. So the first question is from Marsha in Manifesting Mastery, unable to feel.
I want to feel free.
And Marsha says, hello, Mr. 2020.
Yo.
I love this. Quick question. Sometimes I've noticed lately I can't seem to be able to feel anything for some of my scenes that I've repeated over and over in the last couple of years. Any idea why? How to fix this?
All right, so we're going to talk about a red rubber ball. So one of the things that I noticed with Brucey Boy, right, is that you got to do different things with him. Yeah, that's the whole thing. So if you just throw the ball the same way, he gets bored. Yeah. And he'll even mix it up. He's learned to do that. He's learned to create his own games, right?
Yeah.
So, like, a couple of things I'm going to suggest really quick. Number one, I know you haven't been with us for a long, long time. We don't teach to feel the same thing real every day for years. And there's a reason why. You go numb, right? And there's no need for it. Neville Goddard teaches when you nail something, you don't once you're pregnant, you don't have to get pregnant again. Doesn't mean you can't have sex, right? So, I mean, I've never managed to pull that one off. But I don't know, firing blanks or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It saves a lot of money. Blanks are cheaper than bullets. Somebody's going to, might as well hashtag that one. Blanks are cheaper than bullets, right? Joe Weldon, stick that in your movie, right? Seriously, I mean, these one-liners, they just show up out of the blue. That's never been said before in all of humanity. So, nail it, experience the Sabbath, be done with it. And if you want to revisit it again for fun, you do it, right? So on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
But here's the big thing, right? So, Joseph Goddard, I swear to God, we developed this through Triple D. We were doing it before Triple D, but we really enhanced it. And I said, fuck it, let's make it up. Let's make it a weapon. I mean, a tool. I mean, a method or a routine or a habit. Because I can promise you, whenever you're putting all these different buns in the oven, get your biscuits in the oven and your buns in the bed. When you do that, right, with a red rubber ball, you're going to find that you don't stay in orbit around anything, that you're always moving around, swimming in some aquarium. And this wish that you've been, hoping, dreaming, pushing for a couple years happens without that incessant push. So, but stay tuned. We're going to explore this in a lot of different ways, Marsha. I'm glad you asked because you set the stage for an exciting show.
On a red rubber ball.
With a red rubber ball.
Okay.
All right, next.
Next. So the next question's from Sammy on Facebook. No contact. And Sammy says, 5 months apart. 5 weeks, no contact. Then I wanted to receive contact. A few minutes later, got a text. It was strange. It just said, stop. Any thoughts?
Coolio. So Neville Goddard said, right, now, here's a crass commercial for something I want to give free, right? Easy manifesting
Give
methods.
free, break free. But anyway.
I want to give free goodies. Right?
Right.
And here's the thing, right? I can't make anyone watch these. I can try, right? But I can't make anyone watch these. So here's the fun thing. Ready? Neville Goddard teaches, I believe it's in, hold the red rubber ball, please, in lesson 3, right? To imagine what implies.
Yes.
You're screwing the whole show up as usual.
You were doing it. Yes.
Well, I'm allowed to do certain things. I'm a man.
All right.
Right, I'm the straight guy in there.
Straight one. Yeah.
Anyway, so there's 3 things, right? Or actually, no, it's on lesson 3, right? Lesson 3, right?
Yes.
That we talk about what does Neville Goddard say to imagine? He says to imagine what implies your wish is fulfilled, not a step to make it happen. My guess is that you just don't want contact, you want something more. Perhaps like a loving, happy husband. So if I'm imagining being a loving, happy husband, what would imply that? I don't imagine what's the steps to get there or imagine a step to get there. I imagine like what would I experience, how to experience anything as that person. So dive back into those lessons because it sounds to me like you're trying to manifest a middle to something. Because like if I had to sit down and imagine of every time I had contact with her, I mean the way she is, I mean I'd be imagining contact with her all day while she's out there doing her things, right? She knows it's true. Right? I just imagine being a happy, loving husband and she shows up at the right time. And she says what I want to hear. So
Okay.
that's where it begins, Sammy, right? And my guess is you're also making it about them. Let it be about you. Notice I've talked about being a happy, loving husband, not making her show up.
Yeah, I'm wondering, has Sammy done the easy manifesting methods?
Yeah, that's why I want
Emails.
to give away. I want to give free.
I've got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right, she's quick today.
Yeah,
Can I have my red rubber ball back,
Your
please?
red rubber ball.
Yeah, cool.
There you go.
Right. It's a red rubber ball. You don't want to go in orbit around the ball either, right? Now, here's the other thing. Every now and then, hey, buddy. He loses this, or the other one takes it, right? And then, like, he's pretty smart. He doesn't go into orbit around finding that ball for long.
Yeah.
He goes, right,
He's
what do I want to
already
do?
clocked.
Yeah, I want to play ball, so he finds another ball, right? Because he's got him hidden all over the place.
Or he pretends to just go and eat grass.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Emma gives it up and then...
Yeah, don't be in
Yes.
orbit around a what? Red rubber ball. Go ahead, Victoria.
Okay.
All right.
The next question's from Eve on Facebook.
Eve.
Eva. Cure
Eva.
chronic illness.
Who knows what movie that's from? Eva.
I do. And Eva says, has anyone in this group been able to cure themselves of a chronic illness through law of attraction and Neville's techniques or teachings? I would love to hear your stories and advice. The more detailed, the better.
All right, so what I want you to do is to have a
red rubber ball.
A red rubber ball. Whoa, Triple D John Mance is in the building. I want you to have a ball, right? Wally. That's right, Joe Weldon, the movie man. So here's the cool thing. I don't want you to cure an illness, right? And like, in the world of the internets today, you always have to say, results are not typical. I'm not a doctor or financial advisor or anything like that. So let's get to something really cool. You can manifest up. See, when people say about something like a chronic illness, it's like it's something that's solid, like a
Red rubber ball.
red rubber ball, right? On the other hand, right? Let's talk about this thing called refresh rate, because back in the old days, when I was married to my first wife, would go and I'd have these boring long day things at their house on Sundays, and we'd go there. And I would pick up Computer Shopper magazine. Now, not all of you know what Computer Shopper magazine is, but it was like 1.5 inches thick, full of advertisements and geek shit, including stuff like code. And I would read it from cover to cover. right? It was,
Back again.
and back again, right? It was good fun. And the reason I mention that is because when they sold monitors, they talked about refresh rates. Because back in the old days, you had to make sure that your video card and your video monitor both had the same refresh rate, right? And some of those, Terry Morris, I knew you'd know him, right? He said, I love those. Do you still have them? Yeah, I lost them a couple of moves ago, right? I couldn't carry them to Australia, right? So seriously, look it up, Computer Shopper Magazine.
Thank God, yeah.
So here's why I mention all this, right? Because we explore this in one of the programs, maybe Triple D, right? It's chronic illness is not like a red rubber ball. Chronic illness is like a TV that continuously, there's a refresh rate in your life. You keep imagining it up, you keep imagining it up, you keep imagining it up. And what happens when you turn off the TV, it goes blank. But most people think it's more like that's always there.
Always on.
Yes. It's not a painting. A chronic illness is not a painting. A chronic illness is like a TV screen. It's always being refreshed, right? Now, if you just change your model like that, I remember when I was a cop, I swear to God, I was really screwed up one weekend, right? Like I had the super flu, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like working as a cop because like I was working 3 cop jobs trying to get one decent paycheck out of the 3 departments. And we got a silent alarm from a bank. And I swear to God, all the symptomology disappeared, right? It came back later or whenever I could rest. But it's like during the hour and a half of like, the dumb shit, no symptomology. I was straight on, right? Because I had to be, right? So this is the fun thing. So I'm going to suggest, Steve, dive into the group. You're going to see some success stories. You don't have to do exactly what they did, but you should do exactly what they did. And I'd begin again with those easy manifesting methods, free lessons, right? And here's the thing, right? I don't imagine ever being free of something. I imagine knowing what I want, like frolicking in the meadow with her. Right, so if I imagine frolicking in the meadow with her, I don't have time for the refresh rate to be stuck on a
Red rubber ball.
Red rubber ball. Believe it or not, there's at least 3 points to this, right?
Is there?
Yeah. But let us continue with our...
Okay, thank you, Eve, for your question.
Doobie-doo-bop.
The next question's from Dream Driven Day Alana. Anger, an accomplishment.
Under
3 A's.
pressure. I love this. This is a good one.
And Alana says, if it's not too behind the curtain, I would like to hear more about using anger in a productive way as the energy of work. At times, I get upset about work and other life situations, and rather than warring with this anger, I would like to use it differently.
Oh my God. Talk about good fun. Ready? So you've got a choice. It's called anger or accomplishment. And it's the same energy, by the way. Whenever you're accomplished, we did that, last show?
Yeah,
right?
Tuesday's show.
How cool is this, Alana, right? You're having us carry on.
Wednesdays, yeah.
We're carrying on from Wednesday's show, Tuesday's show, whatever day that was, right? The other day's show.
Wednesday.
Right. So, I see. Now, you notice a couple can get angry with each other, or they can accomplish something together. Right? Now, here's the thing, like New Age and simplistic bumper sticker people go, you shouldn't get angry with each other, you should be appreciative. Right? I appreciate you know how to push my buttons. Right?
Yes.
I go, radio, let's go a couple 90-degree angles and see what shows up. And this whole thing is like, really, what can we accomplish together? And there's that energy of the liver in Chinese medicine, If you're not actually... I had a friend who was in Vietnam in the war, and he said it was so frustrating because the whole idea was to capture that hill. And the next day the objective was to capture that hill. And the next day the objective was to capture that hill.
Yeah, right.
Again and again and again and again. And is it any shocker that people red rubber do the same thing again and again and again? And either they go numb and don't feel anything in their scenes, Marsha, or they go frickin' postal. Like I can remember, telling the people when I was a telemarketer. Could you imagine that? Welcome, my name is John Brown. The reason I'm calling to bother you today is we're calling from the Make a Dish Foundation, right? So we'll be doing that kind of dumb shit. but they'd really, really push us. And I'd tell them, I'd say, look, guys, I'm your eyes and ears, right? There are people in here ready to go postal, right? Because they're doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And you're pushing them, right? Not a good thing. So this whole thing with anger and accomplishment, we never felt like they never celebrated our accomplishments with us. And this is why I'm massive on celebrating accomplishments, celebrating wins. And going back to Joseph Goddard, yeah, there's a reason why Neville said his father imagined specific events of his day having gone my way. This is why I don't get out of bed. I mean, Victoria can be saying, hey, 20, I'll tell her, listen, woman, you got to wait for that. Right? I'm imagining some good shit. Right?
He tells that to Bruce as well. You got to wait for that.
Yep, you got to wait for the what?
The red rubber ball.
Red rubber ball. All right.
Okay.
So let's continue. All of eight, different is better.
Cool.
All right.
So that was for Alana.
Dennis, accomplish.
Yes. Thanks for your question, Alana.
That was great. By the way, here's the big thing. Create accomplishments. Create micro accomplishments. See, some people, when they write things, they go, radio, I just want to finish an article. And they write an article and their article sucks. I celebrate getting the fucking headline right. Right? I celebrate successfully swearing and or not swearing. You get it? Sometimes I don't swear, and you can watch me. I'll sit there and I'll go, could have. Right? Sometimes I'll just let it fly out like Joe Weldon. I'll go, I did it. Right? I'll celebrate both sides of the coin. Right? Emmett, right? He celebrates getting dinner. He also celebrates, when dinner comes out the other end. Right? Doesn't he? Isn't he cute? He just runs.
I know. It's like,
yay. I did it. I dropped a bomb. So.
Cool.
Boom.
Okay.
All right.
The next question's from Oliver in Manifesting Mastery.
We're burning through these today with our...
red rubber ball.
Red rubber ball.
Neville Goddard, sensory vividness. And Oliver asks, hey, TT, I want to play more with my senses. Any tip or practice you advise? I feel like my imaginal acts are efficient, but many times feels rushed, and I manifest more from the concept of seeing the world, not actually with visions. I just put myself in the position of being it. It's cool to do it, but I think it could be more fun if my scenes were more vivid and I could linger in a moment in them.
All right, so I used to do work on people. I was in, with my hands and shit, right? And I got tired of doing that. But here's the thing, right? So somebody would hire me to do some work on them, and they'd come around and they'd be stiff or tight or out of their body. I love working on those people, right? So I'd say, right, get on the table. And I'd get them on the table. And I savored every touch I had with them, right? I really wasn't much of an oil kind of guy. I was more of a through the clothing kind of person. I had, rubbing and pushing on shit and doing some energy works back in the old days. But it was all coming from this thing of appreciating every single sensation of it, right? And also directing them through questions, right? Let's pretend I'm not a medical doctor, because medical doctors tend to go, all right, on a scale from...
Let's pretend you're not?
Yes.
Okay.
A red rubber ball.
Yes, keep going, sorry.
See, she's catching them live. You should hear when she edits the show, right? I love when I'm hearing she edits the show, right?
Okay. So keep going on that track. Let's pretend you're not a doctor.
Yeah, let's pretend I'm not a medical doctor, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying I am, by the way, because I'm not allowed to say that neither, right? So, but every time, so when a medical doctor talks to you things, and I love medical doctors, we get some lovely ones in the group, right? They're told to ask questions like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad does it hurt? And it's like, hold on, we're starting presupposing it hurts?
Yeah.
Right? Radio. I mean, where do you feel the worst at today? It's like, oh, this is like marriage therapy, right? Right? What do you hate worst about her, right? Look at her and think about it. Right? Let's connect some things. Red rubber ball. So, radio. Ready? I want you to experience more sensory vividness. Like this red rubber ball. It's got texture to it. It's got squishiness to it, right? It's different than my other red rubber ball.
It is.
But here's what's
very different.
Very different, she says, right? But when I was working on someone, I wouldn't say, all right, Mike, what hurts worse, this or that? It's like going to the eye doctor, right? Which are you more confused about, the first image or the second? That's why I memorized the eye chart, DEFPOTEC, right? You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Look it up in America. They caught me when I immigrated because I had to do medicals, right? So I go for the medical and they check my height, weight, blood pressure, all that stuff. You guys know about the blood pressure incident. But then I walk into the room to do the eye test. I'm like, all right, what's the lowest line you can read? I go DEFPOTEC. And the guy says, how about if you look at it next time? Second of all, we don't use the American one here. I actually had to read the eye chart, right? And why would I talk about all of this to all of A? I want you to explore physical sensation physically. And it's really, 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 really cool because the more you explore physical sensation physically, to do that, you have to have an imaginal experience. So there's a state, whenever I was teaching the NLP stuff to guys at the mall, one of the things that I would teach them is how to make people wrong, because the average straight guy can't do that, right? So the average straight guy is always running peacemaker. And so I'm teaching these average straight guys how to make people wrong just for fun, right? Because I need them to get over being made wrong, right? And so what happened was, so in order for them to actually do it, they have to imagine it first, because they can't imagine, like, making someone wrong. Oh, I'd offend them. Oh, they'd be offended by me. They'd make me wrong for making them wrong. They go into this loopy thing, right? But if you want more sensory awareness and imaginal, play with it in the physical. Play with everything. Because when I put someone on my table, I'd say, notice how this feels. I did it with her the other day. She hurt her shoulder, and we're laying in bed, we're taking our nap, and I'm holding her back. I'm just feeling into her red rubber ball, and I'm just feeling like the pressure of it. And then he says he just touched his sofa and got it. I hope that's not a code word, right? Sofa, code word, red rubber ball. And I'm just touching her back. I'm touching her back, and I can feel her breathing and feel the wave of the breath. And her spine goes, and I said, you feel that? Oh. Because even if she didn't, I want her to feel it. I want her to notice something just happened. And that's the fun thing. So play with that. Find physical sensation. I can tell you this, when I had my motorbic, one day I accidentally rode it down the road without a helmet on because I was doing some work on the brakes and I wanted to see if they worked, right? So I jump on the motorbic, fire it up, scooting down the road. Alana, we answered your question a while ago, so you'll have to tune back in or replay or play it backwards like Al Gore's wife, right? So, but I'm scooting down the road and I'm thinking, fuck, this is wonderful. It's glorious. I'm the god of the universe. And I realized I forgot my helmet. Right?
Oh.
So I scooted back home and
Grabbed it.
I went, fuck, I could do that again.
Yeah.
So play with senses in all ways, in all places. Chew your food on another side of your mouth, right? Wiggle your toes when you normally wouldn't know they're there. Feel the space between them. All sorts of ways to play. So, and again, in order to do it physically, you have to do it imaginally first, right? How cool is that? All right.
Cool.
All right. Look at that.
Okay, thank you, Olive, for that one.
Olive is awesome.
And we've got another one from you.
Oh my God, I
Help
can't believe it.
with-
No, we're not doing that one. I'm going to make him wrong.
Help with my parents.
He-
and Olive says, I live with my parents still. I imagined my home 1,000 times. Meanwhile, I keep imagining they are cool people, but it lasts like 5 minutes. And they go back to talk about dumb shit in the news, like their lives depended on it.
Their lack of life probably does.
Or to curse each other over the dumbest things possible, like the remote or whatever. It's very exhausting. I really want to get away from them, but I don't want to keep coming back to only this desire. I don't know how to proceed.
Coolio. Of course you know Joseph Goddard, so on and so forth. Radio? I love Coral's reply. That's great. Right?
Your parents
live with you, right?
That's a goodie.
So here's what's really cool, right? I love nostalgia. I just absolutely love nostalgia as a complex, evocative emotion. Nostalgia. God, I remember when, so I went to Catholic school. There was me, Rich, and Justine. And there were more of us. There were like 124 or something in my whopping, massive class at Catholic school. And we graduated in 1984. And I believe it was the 15-year reunion. We all got together, and they were all seriously talking about Mass and confession and stuff. And if that's your gig, that's your gig. I have no problem with that. But Richard was an atheist. Justine was a pantheist. And then there's me.
Pantheist?
God's in everything. Oh, no, not a pantheist. A deist. She was more of a deist. So God is within everything.
Yes.
There's Richard, who's an atheist, and there's me. Right? I don't even have a word to describe me. And we're all sitting around the campfire, and we look at each other, because we're all coming from very different angles of approach, apparently. And we all said, nobody let them in on the joke. Right? Now, here's why I say all that. I can look back at high school. God, I loved high school. I've talked often about algebra class and Tony Truett's legs and all that stuff. You know, that's what got me through algebra. Yeah, and geometry. When you think about legs and geometry, it's just wonderful to me. So that was geometry class. And I can look back with nostalgia on high school. I remember when the nun was going to put me in detention for 6 months because she collected our notebooks. She went around to grab the notebooks, and here, she didn't tell me they had to be in English, right? I wrote my first 9 weeks of notes in the Civil War substitution cipher. I thought in it, right? So you can look it up, right? The Civil War substitution cipher, right? It's all like little angles and dots, right?
Oh, wow.
Right? And she comes around and she says to me, you get detention for the rest of the year, and I want to see a real notebook. And I said, flip to a page. And she flipped to it. I put myself into a trance and I read it. She flipped to another page. I put myself into a trance and I read it. And she said, fair enough, right? Keep going, right? If it works for you, it works for me. But I was bored to tears. I was absolutely bored to tears in high school.
Yeah,
I took my own books. I took notes in code, anything. I mean, hell, if I knew binary, I would have been doing notes in binary at that point. I learned binary later. But it was just funny to me because nostalgia. Now, here's the thing. I can look back at high school with nostalgia, and I know it's in the past. I can think back to our 15-year reunion, me, Justine, and Richard. All just going, nobody let them in on the joke, right? That moment will give to me forever, right? An atheist and deist and me, right? Sitting around a campfire with a bunch of people that are concerned about whether or not they're going to make it to Mass in the morning. God bless them. They're into that. That's cool. But nostalgia, Olive, right? Here's the cool thing. When your parents are going off like nutters in the butter, you can just nostalgically experience, there they go. You can remember when they did it. How's that for a long answer about a what?
A red rubber ball.
Because red rubber balls bounce. Bricks don't. What you're trying to do is be a brick, right? A brick is put up a wall between them. A brick is to move into a new place and be solidly stuck there. You're a red rubber ball, right? Right? Or you can toss the ball. Hey, look at that. Something to complain about. Boom. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, cool.
Some of these connections with the red rubber ball are tenuous at best.
Thank you, Oliver, for your questions. And the last question today is from Jess in Dream Driven Day.
Okay, you said I need a title for this one. He ticks the boxes. How about that?
He ticks the boxes.
He ticks the boxes.
Okay.
I push your buttons, he ticks your boxes.
And Jess says,
what does that even mean?
so I've dwelled in my wife state for over a year. I've manifested someone who checks off the boxes.
Oh, okay. We'll have to do checks off the boxes.
Can't do ticks.
Well, we could do ticks. Yeah, it doesn't matter. She won't know.
So I've manifested someone who checks off the boxes.
Yes.
I find myself slipping from state questioning hidden agendas. How do I stop that?
I've got a super secret agenda. More time, more playtime, more playmates. Right? That's the only reason I do what I do. Oh my God. Right? Well, it's a bird.
No, it's a big dog getting walked over there.
All right. You guys tell it. Go. All right. Anyway.
Yes.
So here's what's really, really cool. Assume he's got one. Assume it's a lovely one.
A box. A red rubber ball.
Yeah, if he had a shitty red rubber ball, you could imagine him having a really good red rubber ball, right? Now here's the cool thing, right? Assume he's got an agenda. Assume it's lovely. Assume you're never going to know everything about him. Do you think I know everything about her? Right? Not a chance. She's making up new shit about herself every day. Right? I'm always playing catch up. Right? And that's the thing. Imagine he's got a super a super secret agenda that's lovely. Because here's the thing, right? You're always going to be imagining up people got some kind of agenda, something going on, an ulterior motive. I've got an ulterior motive. I want more playtime, more playmates. I was just talking with my friend at the pool, and he tells me, I have no one to talk to about this, right? Except for me, right? Yeah, I think that's why he comes to the pool, so he can, like, share some shit with me, right? And that's the fun thing, because when you start, here's the thing. Yeah, he ticks all the boxes, so let's add some more in.
More boxes?
Yeah, exactly, right? You're always going to be adding something in, right? Add in some lovely. That's the fun thing. You will always add things in. People go, if I had this, I'd be satisfied. No, you wouldn't. If you had this, you'd be adventurous in a new way. See, I got me a red rubber ball and a dog.
And an Emmett.
An Emmett even.
He's Emmett.
Yeah, it's Emmett. Emmett,
Gonna look up
look here.
a bit.
I got that dog. He does nothing that you want him to do. He does it all in Emmett time. All right.
Cool.
All
Okay.
right. Oh, somebody here doesn't like it, and they won't show us their face.
Oh.
Oh, now they are liking it. All right,
Wow.
Anyway, were you confused? That's all right. Believe me, I leave a wake in my path.
Look.
Oh, look at that.
Who is it?
Oh, who doesn't like it?
Who's that face?
I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
Emmett.
All right.
Love you,
Okay,
buddy.
so thank you, Jess, for your question. Scan back, see who it is.
I can't tell. A red rubber ball. So, Victoria.
And tell us, what was your hashtag?
Oh, Saunders says, clicked not on purpose. Okay, cool.
Clicked, not on purpose.
Okay. She's
Okay.
hitting the wrong button.
Tell us your hashtag, strawberry bit.
And then there's Coral. Hi, Coral. I see you.
Hang on. So while we're going on to everyone's hashtag strawberry bits, why is it a red rubber ball?
All right, so there's a couple hidden lessons today. Number one, so when it comes to writing, if I ever get stuck, I just take something in the room and I run with it. Joe Weldon and I were talking about this the other day, and I even pulled this up. Right, we did a rubber ball manifesting method or something like that. If you ever find yourself stuck with what to imagine, just grab something in your daily life, and how would you be experiencing it in your daily life differently? Like a cup of coffee, like a sip of coffee, like a red rubber ball. Imagine, being a happy, loving husband, happy, loving teacher, happy, loving puppy dad. How much fun have I had with a red rubber ball with all three of those states just during the show? Right? The state determines things, not the goodie. Right? The goodie's just a red rubber ball. Number two, secret lesson. I keep saying something, right? I pull this up and I go, a red rubber ball, right? And you know what happens after a while? Right? If you're doing your Joseph Goddards every day, I can promise you, not only will they become easier and funner, hey, Wanda, but also, like, you'll wake up in the morning, you'll take that first breath, and instead of going, oh, shit, you'll be going, hey, it's a red rubber ball. You got it? So we played with something we could call, technically, we use a big term, habituation, right? Right? When I'm habitually in the state, my dwelling place that I most commonly return to, a happy, loving husband. Wow, look at that. She returns to, like, semi-confused, happy, loving wife a lot.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. So,
Yes, okay.
So that's two out of three.
Yeah, what's the third then?
I don't know. We'll figure
Can't
it out.
remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. So what was
Triple
your
D, Mary.
hashtag, strawberry bit?
Mine was just having so much fun
With a
with
red
a
rubber
red
ball.
rubber ball. Right?
And for everyone to be going, that's a great colour red.
Yeah.
And Joe said, why isn't it red? And then I think Mark Dockery said, it's pink, really. It's, what's going on?
Look at that. Coolio.
Okay.
Seriously, you can always, you bring the boom to the room, right? I make the ball red, right? Even if it's not red, how much fun have we had with this, right? Wow.
Cool.
Okay, what's your strawberry bit, woman?
Yeah, probably waiting for the whole show to find out why isn't it red.
Now, I tell you what, I did think about getting one of Brucey's balls, right?
It's orange.
Well, he's got a red
With a
one.
blue stripe. Oh, he does have a red
Right,
one.
but he would have driven us fucking nuts during the whole show, right?
Oh, so
He
you were
would have-
actually going to use a red one?
And what I thought about
Why
it.
didn't you just say a yellow rubber ball?
Oh, because I also wanted to get, so you notice the calls today said this is number 3, right? In orbit. If I used a red rubber ball, if I used his red rubber ball, it'd be in orbit around it the whole show. There'd be crashing and smashing and all kind of stuff.
Yes.
There'd be a happy dog.
Yeah, but why didn't you just, instead of a red rubber ball, go a yellow rubber ball?
Because I get to play with orbit. Because if we use the red rubber ball, he'd be in orbit.
Yeah.
If we're talking special person, if we're talking whatever, I don't want anyone to get into orbit.
Okay.
Right? They could be Bruce in orbit around the red rubber ball.
Yes.
Dad's got the ball. Dad's got the ball. Dad's got the ball. Dad's got the ball. Oh, look.
I hope you guys will get it.
All right. You will. Trust me.
I will.
Right? Or,
when
right?
I edit the show.
So when I just do right, since I use a yellow ball, I can get like 3 lessons for the price of 1. Like Victoria's Yum, right? When I imagine her yum, my experience of her yum, it's not like, see, the relief from the problem. She actually enjoyed a meal. Yum. She actually enjoyed a meal. A miracle of miracles. Right? Yum. Or I can imagine her yum. It's a daily thing. Same imaginal act, but a different context. With a red rubber.
Okay, you guys. So that was our hashtag story bits.
What was yours?
So I said, since your dogs are colourblind, they wouldn't know the difference anyway.
I tell you what. So they say cats are yellow blind. And so
Yellow blind.
Yeah, they say cats are yellow blind. Right? So back in the old days, Walmart had what color bags were first? They either had blue or yellow bags. And my ex-wife and I, Boots, our one cat, you couldn't pick him up, right? So and she's like, I don't understand what's wrong with him. I says, let me try a game, right? So I took a Walmart bag, and it was either yellow or blue. I forget which. Yeah, it's okay. It's called a human.
Sorry, you guys. Hey, hold on.
So we couldn't pick Boots up, right? And I realized what he needed was snuggled. He needed that, the cat version of, right? That one, right? We'll explore that in Triple D. And so, but you couldn't pick him up. He'd just freak when you reached toward him. So I took a Walmart bag and I held it down. And when he'd walk into the Walmart bag, I'd just close the bag, pick it up, and then hold the cat. And he loved it. He was fine with that because he'd walk into the bag on his own. And I'd pick up the bag and hold the cat, right? Well, then the problem happened, right? They say cats are colorblind. And so they went from yellow to blue or blue to yellow, I forget which. And Boots didn't like the other color. Right? And I remember my ex, she goes, I thought cats were supposed to be colorblind. And I said, hey, maybe you've noticed experts are wrong.
Can't be wrong.
What color is this?
Red. I learned. Okay,
right.
excellent, you guys. So, yes, meanwhile, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Yeah, get on the free and get the stuff. Yes. And that third lesson, right?
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
90-day adventure, $97, $1 a day, so on and so forth. Go read a couple thousand of the success stories, right? Like people say, I think you make them all up. Do you really think I'm that ambitious? Really, do I look like I'm the guy that'll go, right, let me write a couple thousand success stories so I can take your measly $1 a day? Really?
Sorry, Brian, I saw that your husky looks at you when Emmett barks. Sorry about that.
What's your husky's name? Tell us real quick. Okay, keep going. Triple D, you got 2 days left to join.
DreamDrivenDay.com.
I'm going to wait till like October or something.
Yeah, long time away.
Yeah.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
You're amazing, Victoria.
Yeah, thank you.
Miko.
Miko.
Come on, Miko. Miko.
Where's Miko?
Miko, sit. Miko, sit. Miko, piss. Go pee. Go pee-pee, Miko. Come on, Miko, go pee-pee. You can do it. Go pee-pee, Miko. Coral says Victoria Lynn is amazing. Let's take just a moment, and we're gonna hold her in prayer.
Okay, you guys.
I just love this woman. Miko.
Have a great day,
Miko.
night, weekend.
Brad says, damn it, he pissed the bed. Photos or it didn't happen. Have a great day, everyone.
See
Thanks for
yous.
tuning in. And Triple D starts August 1. Oh, my God.